All right, so this is actually going to be our first member spotlight. So how about we start with you telling us a little bit about yourself?
Well, my name is Karen Grigsby. I'm 68 years old. I'm a licensed attorney. Um, and about a year ago, I noticed that there was something wrong with my walking. I used to run for years and years and years. I used to run. I didn't do any resistance training. I just ran, ran, ran. And my body just did not feel strong. It felt weak. And I was walking like a penguin. So I went to the doctors, and to make a long story short, I do exercises every day. I started in February, strengthening exercises, and I was able to. What had happened was I had no muscle tone. I was suffering from sarcopenia. Because I just ran my body down, I didn't build it up, and toward the end of February, I started doing these exercises with the Bosu ball, working with weights, and just various exercises. And I also had neuropathy in my feet, and I think that contributed to the muscle atrophy. But anyway, these exercises that I've been doing since toward the end of February, that I do every day, have really helped me significantly. It helped me build up muscle in my arms, in my legs, and even in my pelvic area. Um, I also suffer from IBS, and I notice that when I work out every day, it helps with moving things, getting things moving down there. I mean, it's just a win-win for
Mm-hmm.
me to come in here every day and to work out.
And how long are you in here every day?
Well,
Because
this
I
that
see you get here early, and you're usually here before I get here and leaving around the same time as me.
well, if I would just come in and not talk to anybody, I could have everything done within 2.5 hours,
Mm-hmm.
max. But you come in here and, people talk to you, you socialize. I mean, it's more than just exercising. You just meet people, and you talk to them, and they tell you about their health challenges, and you tell them about yours, and you share information. And I mean, it's just a good thing.
So what have been some of the biggest challenges that you've faced since you started working out in February, you said it was?
Yeah. Well, before I started working out, I couldn't walk up and down steps without holding on to the railing. I could barely walk. I was walking like a penguin. I walked like I was 101 years old. But, since I've been working out, I mean, my mobility has, I would say I'm about 85, approaching 90% there in terms
Mm-hmm.
of, getting my gait back. And I can walk up and down steps without holding the railing. Um, I mean, I'm just moving better.
Yeah. And was working out something that you were kind of like unsure about when you started? Like, because I know there's a lot of people that they start getting up 50s, maybe even 40s for some people. They start thinking like, oh, I'm just getting old. It's too late for me to try to do anything about this. Did that ever go through your mind at all?
Not really, because I used to be a runner. And, it's not like I was a couch potato and just started working out. I used to be a runner, and I miss, being active and being able to move and things like that. So, I look at people in my building where I live who are younger than I am, and they're walking with walkers, and some of them have wheelchairs, and,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because they've like given up, they don't want to move, you know, and I didn't want to be like that. So I had the incentive. I mean, when you can't walk right, that gives you an incentive to
Mm-hmm.
do something. And then you see other people and you look at them and you say, oh, that's going to be me, if I don't do something about this. I mean, you feel motivated.
Yeah. What do you think of the community here at
Oh, I
Train
love it
Yard?
here. I love it. I mean, a lot of people come in and they have challenges and they share information with you, and you don't feel alone. And you don't feel, I mean, I'm fortunate. A lot of the people that come in here around my age,
Mm-hmm.
and especially around the time that I come in, I guess because we're all retired.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just wonderful. It's like having friends. Everybody's friendly, and, they're supportive and helpful. You don't feel isolated. I
So
love.
I know the exercises you started doing were like physical therapy exercises,
Hmm.
but did you go to any other gyms before you came here?
I went to the JCC.
Okay.
And intermittently, I've gone to Planet Fitness.
Okay. And what do you think of us compared to those other gyms in the, I guess the physical therapist office where you started doing a lot of the exercises?
Well, I thought the physical therapy was excellent, but you can't really. I mean, he shows you how to do certain things, but you have to do it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I come to the gym for, to just, I call it my homework. He gives me my homework and I do it.
And so, what would you say to someone who maybe isn't retired and doesn't have the same amount of time as you? Because I know you said what you do if you weren't talking to other people while you're here enjoying the experience. You said it would still take 2.5 hours, which is a long time to be spending doing exercises for most people.
Well, what you're saying, people, well, I guess they could. Well, what I do, the first thing I do is I come in and I get on the treadmill. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the treadmill for an hour and 5 minutes. But while I'm on the treadmill, I'm watching Fox News. Somebody who had a job, they could probably cut that out
Mm-hmm.
and just get right into the physical exercises.
Yeah, and maybe work in some walking throughout the rest of their day.
Right, right, right. You know, so but I mean, my exercises are tailored for me. The muscle, getting the muscle tone back, and my getting my gait back, and getting rid of the neuropathy. And but like I said, the time I spent on the treadmill, which is over an hour, that's me wanting to listen to the news.
Mm-hmm.
So
What are your goals going forward? Because it seems like you've already accomplished a lot. You've gotten from the point
well, I
of,
have my muscle tone.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
see
it's
that.
amazing. It's amazing. Never thought I'd get that. Um, there's a little bit of neuropathy left, just a little bit. I'm thinking, if I'm probably like between 85 to 90% of where I want to go,
Okay.
you know, and probably in a couple more months, I'll be 100% again. But I will always, you know, the stuff that I've learned, I will always do it. And because it's valuable information,
Mm-hmm.
especially as you get older, your body's going to weaken and you need to strengthen it. You know what I mean? Um, so, I mean, I feel so blessed that I got the help that I needed, and I took it seriously and did my homework, and, kept up with it, and did it religiously, and got the results that I got.
And last question. So, what advice would you have for someone who is either just starting to work out or maybe even they haven't started yet, they're just considering it? What advice would you have for someone like yourself before you would even
Definitely
consider?
don't give up. Whatever condition you have, you can fight it. You can, get your body working. If you don't use it, you're going to lose it. Just do it. I mean, just do it. I mean, get up off the couch. Another thing that it's important is you have to eat the right thing. I mean, you can't eat a bunch of junk.
Mm-hmm.
Me, because was trying to build muscle, I made sure I had enough protein.
And what are you doing for protein?
Basically, like I don't eat red meat. That was another problem I had. I hadn't had red meat for like 40 some years. Both of my parents died of heart disease. But I wasn't told. I was following Dr. Oz. Okay, he said,
Mm-hmm.
cut out the red meat, it's bad for your heart. But what he didn't tell me was, what he didn't tell people at that time was that if you're not consuming red meat, you need to take B12 supplements. So I wasn't taking anything. And I think that's what caused the neuropathy. And then the neuropathy caused the atrophy, because when you're not moving right, you can't move your muscles, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So I would advise people to exercise, work their body, keep their muscles strong, um, especially as you get older, because it's like you're losing strength, and you need the strength. Um, and then I also advise them to eat properly. Don't eat sugar. Um,
Mm-hmm.
if Take supplements if you need to, if you're deficient in certain things. Um, Me personally, I'm a naturalist. I don't believe in running to the doctor every day and getting a shot for this, a shot for that.
Yeah.
But there are things that you can do, especially as you get older and inflammation builds up in your body. Exercise will help release that. So I basically just eat right, exercise, and try to keep stress at a minimum. And exercise, if you exercise, that will help you with the stress. And for me, it also helped with my intestinal problem. I have IBS,
Mm-hmm.
and when I'm doing the stuff with my pelvis, I'm like the bridges and the thrust, the pelvic thrust. That's part of my exercise, and it really helps. It helps my body just function better.
Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to bring up for the people watching this?
Um, I just that I'm happy with what I've done and the results that I've gotten, and they could probably do the same thing.
All right. Well, it's great having you here, Karen. I know a lot of the people that see in here every day for those 2.5 to 4 hours sometimes that you're in here. There's a lot of people that have seen you and have seen the progress that you've made, especially when they hear where you're starting at. And it's just a lot of people that are very inspired and motivated by seeing you in here every day getting it done.
Well, I'm glad that, if I can help somebody, inspire them to do it, I feel proud.
All right.